Picture this, you're grabbing a handful of nuts, thinking they're a wholesome, healthy snack, maybe even something your doctor or a health magazine raved about. But what if I told you that some of those nuts in your pantry could be quietly working against you, stoking inflammation, weakening your muscles, spiking your blood sugar, or even putting your heart and brain at risk? It's a shocking truth. But don't worry, because today we're going to unpack it all in a way that's clear, practical, and empowering. We'll reveal the 5 nuts you should absolutely steer clear of if you want to stay strong, sharp, and independent, and then we'll share the 5 best nuts you can eat to boost your energy, protect your heart, sharpen your memory, and keep your body moving with ease. By the end of this, you'll know exactly which nuts to ditch and which to embrace to feel your best. And trust me, you'll want to stick around until the end, because one of these nuts has a hidden compound that's rarely talked about but could be silently sabotaging your health. First, let's talk about why nuts matter so much, especially as we get older. Nuts are often marketed as nature's perfect snack, packed with protein, healthy fats, and nutrients that sound like a recipe for vitality. Not all nuts are created equal, and some can do more harm than good, especially for seniors. As we age, our bodies change, our ability to process toxins slows down, our bones and muscles need extra support, and our hearts and brains demand the right kind of fuel to keep going strong. The wrong nuts can fuel inflammation, mess with your medications, or even increase your risk of serious conditions like diabetes or heart disease. But the right nuts, they can be like a daily dose of medicine, helping you stay active, think clearly, and feel energized. So let's start by uncovering the 5 nuts you should avoid and why they might be holding you back. Let's kick things off with a nut that sounds innocent but can be surprisingly dangerous: bitter almonds. Now, you might be thinking, almonds, aren't those super healthy? And you're right. Regular almonds are fantastic, as we'll talk about later. But bitter almonds are a different story, and they're one you need to know about. Unlike the sweet almonds you find in grocery stores, bitter almonds contain a natural compound called amygdalin. When you eat them raw, your body converts this compound into cyanide. Yes, cyanide, the toxic substance that can interfere with how your cells use oxygen. For seniors, this is especially risky because our bodies become less efficient at detoxifying harmful substances as we age. Eating just 4 or 5 raw bitter almonds can cause symptoms like dizziness, nausea, or confusion. Consume more than 10, and you could be looking at a trip to the emergency room. The science backs this up. SAM studies show that cyanide exposure, even in small amounts, can strain the heart and nervous system, particularly in older adults. You might come across bitter almonds sold as apricot kernels or marketed as natural health remedies, but don't be fooled. There's nothing healing about cyanide. Cooking or processing these almonds eliminates the risk, but raw bitter almonds are a hard pass. If you're looking to stay vibrant and independent, this is one nut to avoid at all costs. Next up is a nut that's a staple in so many kitchens: peanuts. Who doesn't love a handful of peanuts at a party or a smear of peanut butter on toast? They're affordable, tasty, and seem like a no-brainer for a quick protein boost. But here's the problem: peanuts aren't as innocent as they seem, especially for older adults. First off, peanuts aren't technically nuts. They're legumes that grow underground, which makes them prone to contamination by aflatoxins, toxic compounds produced by mold. These toxins are no joke. Research links them to liver stress, immune system damage, and even an increased risk of certain cancers over time. As we age, our bodies struggle to clear out toxins like these, so even small amounts can build up, leading to fatigue, inflammation, or worse. Peanuts are also loaded with omega-6 fatty acids, which are essential in small doses but can tip the balance when you eat too much. Too many omega-6 compared to omega-3s can fuel chronic inflammation, which is a major driver of joint pain, heart issues, and even memory problems. For seniors on blood thinners, peanuts pose another risk. They're high in vitamin K, which can interfere with medications like warfarin, potentially increasing the chance of blood clots or bleeding. And don't think peanut butter gets a free pass. Most store-bought versions are packed with added sugars, salts, and unhealthy oils that can raise blood pressure and strain your heart. The science is clear. A 2020 study in the Journal of Food Science and Technology highlighted how aflatoxin contamination in peanuts can pose significant health risks, especially for older adults. So while peanuts might seem like a budget-friendly snack, they could be quietly chipping away at your energy and well-being. Now let's talk about a nut that's often seen as a luxurious treat, macadamia nuts. With their rich, buttery flavor, macadamia nuts feel like an indulgence, and they're often marketed as a healthy choice. But for seniors, they're not as great as they seem. Macadamia nuts are incredibly high in fat. About 75% of their calories come from fat. And while some of those fats are healthy, they're very low in protein and fiber, two nutrients that are critical for maintaining muscle strength and digestive health as you age. Without enough protein, your muscles struggle to repair and rebuild, which can lead to weakness, slower recovery from activity, and a higher risk of falls. Their high-calorie content also makes it easy to gain weight, especially if you're less active, and extra pounds put stress on your joints, making it harder to stay mobile. Many store-bought macadamia nuts are roasted in inflammatory oils or coated in salt, which can worsen joint stiffness and raise blood pressure. Two things seniors need to watch closely. A 2019 study in Nutrients found that high-fat, low-protein diets can accelerate muscle loss in older adults, and macadamia nuts fit that profile perfectly. If you're trying to keep your strength and mobility, macadamia nuts aren't doing you any favors. Our fourth nut to avoid might surprise you because it's so small and seems harmless: pine nuts. You've probably sprinkled them on a salad or blended them into pesto, thinking they're a gourmet addition to your meal. But for older adults, pine nuts come with some hidden risks. One major concern is their potential to interact with common medications. Pine nuts contain a compound called phenolenic acid, which can affect how your liver processes drugs like blood pressure meds, cholesterol-lowering statins, or heart rhythm medications. A 2022 review in Frontiers in Nutrition pointed out that phenolenic acid can alter liver enzyme activity, potentially throwing off your treatment plan and leading to issues like unstable blood pressure or irregular heartbeats. This is especially concerning for seniors managing multiple prescriptions, as these interactions often go unnoticed until something serious happens. Pine nuts also have another strange side effect called pine mouth, where eating them leaves a metallic or bitter taste in your mouth for days or even weeks. For seniors already dealing with appetite loss, a common issue as we age, this can make eating less appealing, leading to weight loss, weakness, and slower recovery from illness. Plus, pine nuts are high in polyunsaturated fats, which can oxidize quickly, releasing harmful compounds that speed up brain aging, clog arteries, and worsen joint pain. And because of their small, slippery shape, they can be a choking hazard for those with dry mouth or swallowing difficulties, which become more common with age. So, while pine nuts might seem like a fancy addition to your plate, they could be quietly undermining your health. Finally, let's talk about cashews, a nut that's creamy, delicious, and often touted as heart-healthy. But for seniors, cashews can pose some serious risks, especially when it comes to your bones. Cashews are high in oxalates, compounds that bind to calcium in your gut and prevent your body from absorbing it. Over time, this can lead to weaker bones, increasing your risk of fractures and osteoporosis. A major concern is bone density naturally declines with age. A 2018 study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that high oxalate foods can significantly reduce calcium absorption, which is critical for seniors. Cashews also have more carbohydrates than most nuts, which can cause blood sugar spikes that are particularly dangerous if you're managing pre-diabetes or diabetes. These spikes can damage blood vessels in your legs and feet, leading to numbness, poor circulation, and slow healing wounds. On top of that, oxalates in cashews can crystallize in your kidneys, raising the risk of kidney stones, especially if you're not drinking enough water, a common issue for many seniors. and like pine nuts, cashews smooth, dense texture can be a choking hazard for those with chewing or swallowing difficulties. While cashews might seem like a tasty treat, they could be quietly weakening your bones, spiking your blood sugar, and putting your kidneys at risk. Now, here's the good news. Some nuts are like superfoods for seniors, packed with nutrients that support your heart, brain, muscles, and overall vitality. Let's shift gears and talk about the 5 best nuts you should be eating to stay strong, sharp, and energized as you age. These aren't just any nuts. They're backed by science and carefully chosen to help you thrive. First on the list is chestnuts. Unlike most nuts, chestnuts are low in fat and high in complex carbohydrates and fiber, making them a fantastic choice for steady energy and healthy digestion. They're also packed with vitamin C, which is rare for nuts, along with vitamin E and antioxidants that fight inflammation and protect your muscles as you age. A 2021 study in the Journal of Nutrition found that chestnut consumption was linked to better blood sugar control and lower LDL cholesterol, making them a smart pick for heart health. You can roast chestnuts for a cozy snack, grind them into flour for baking, or chop them into salads or grain bowls. Just store them in an airtight container in the fridge, as they're more perishable than other nuts. Try roasting a batch and tossing them into a warm quinoa bowl. It's delicious and incredibly nourishing. Next up is almonds. Sweet almonds, to be clear, not the bitter ones we warned about earlier. Almonds are a true powerhouse for seniors, loaded with calcium, magnesium, and healthy monounsaturated fats that support your bones, muscles, heart, and brain. As we age, bone density declines, increasing the risk of fractures and osteoporosis, but almonds' calcium and magnesium work together to keep your bones strong and prevent calcium buildup in your arteries. A 2020 study in the Journal of Nutrition showed that older adults who regularly ate nuts like almonds had better physical function and lower rates of frailty. Almonds also provide plant-based protein to help maintain muscle mass, which is critical for staying active and preventing falls. Their fiber content helps ease constipation and bloating, while their antioxidants, especially in the brown skin, protect your brain from age-related decline, keeping your memory sharp. Sprinkle almonds on yogurt, blend them into smoothies, or just grab a small handful as a snack. They're a simple, delicious way to support your whole body. Then we have walnuts, and there's something almost magical about them. Shaped like tiny brains, walnuts are one of the best foods for keeping your mind sharp as you age. They're rich in ALA, a plant-based omega-3 fatty acid that keeps brain cells healthy and supports memory, focus, and coordination. Walnuts also contain polyphenols, powerful antioxidants that can cross the blood-brain barrier to protect neurons from inflammation and oxidative stress. 2 major drivers of cognitive decline. A 2019 study in the Journal of Nutrition, Health, and Aging found that seniors who ate walnuts regularly performed better on memory and cognitive tests. Beyond the brain, walnuts' arginine supports healthy blood flow, delivering oxygen to your muscles to keep them strong and stable. They even have a bit of melatonin, which can improve sleep quality, a key factor in staying energized and clear-headed. Just a small handful a few times a week can make a big difference. Try tossing walnuts into oatmeal or a salad for a brain-boosting crunch. Brazil nuts are next, and they're a hidden gem for seniors. These nuts are one of the richest sources of selenium, a mineral that's essential for thyroid health, metabolism, and muscle maintenance. Your thyroid regulates energy levels and muscle strength, and as we age, keeping it in top shape becomes even more important. A 2020 study in Nutrients showed that seniors with a healthy selenium levels had better muscle mass and coordination. Brazil nuts also support testosterone production in both men and women, helping to maintain muscle and bone strength. The key is moderation. Just 1 or 2 Brazil nuts a day provide all the selenium you need, as too much can be harmful. Opt for raw, unsalted Brazil nuts and try chopping them into yogurt or blending them into a smoothie for a nutrient-packed boost. They're a small addition with big benefits. Finally, let's talk about pistachios. The colorful, satisfying nut that's like a gift for your heart, eyes, and mobility. Pistachios are rich in potassium, which helps balance sodium and supports healthy blood pressure, keeping your circulation smooth and your legs strong. They also contain lutein and zeaxanthin, two carotenoids that protect your eyes from age-related macular degeneration, helping you maintain clear vision and prevent falls. A 2021 study in hypertension found that daily pistachio consumption lowered systolic blood pressure thanks to their potassium and antioxidant content. Pistachios also provide healthy fats and plant-based protein for steady energy without blood sugar spikes, making them ideal for seniors managing weight or diabetes. Plus, cracking open the shells is a fun, mindful activity that supports hand-eye coordination and fine motor skills. Sprinkle pistachios on salads, blend them into hummus, or enjoy them as a snack. They're a delicious way to keep your heart, eyes, and body strong. So there you have it, the 5 nuts to avoid: bitter almonds, peanuts, macadamia nuts, pine nuts, and cashews, and the 5 to embrace: chestnuts, almonds, walnuts, Brazil nuts, and pistachios. By making these simple swaps, you can protect your bones, boost your brain, support your heart, and stay active and independent for years to come. But here's the thing: food is just one piece of the puzzle. To take your health to the next level, pair these nutrient-packed nuts with a balanced diet, regular movement, and good sleep. And let me know in the comments, where are you watching from, and what's your favorite way to enjoy these healthy nuts? Let's keep the conversation going.